How would you like to understand symptoms from a symbolic perspective and use those insights to facilitate healing for yourself, for your loved ones, and for your clients? I'm Dr. Larry Burke, a holistic radiologist, and I'm pleased to announce that I'll be doing spring and fall week-long workshops at the Monroe Institute with medical intuitive Winter Robinson. We started this series as weekend workshops, but got so much positive feedback from participants who said that they wanted to see it expanded into a week-long program that we went ahead and did that. We've added a lot more material to the workshop, and I'll share some of the details with you now. In addition to doing many unique and interesting medical intuitive imagery exercises using HemiSync technology, we will be exploring symbolic diseases from at least 4 different perspectives. The first, the one you may be familiar with, is Louise Hay's symptoms as metaphors. And I'll give you an example. That would be someone with chronic sinusitis who has, in her terms, inner crying, which is essentially unresolved grief, where the tears are blocked in the sinuses. From a second perspective would be that of Brian Broom, a rheumatologist, immunologist, and psychiatrist from Auckland, New Zealand, who looks at autoimmune disease as symbolic diseases, and actually the term he uses is somatic metaphors, where your life story is played out in the actual physiology of your body. An example of this would be a patient with rheumatoid arthritis, severe disease, on multiple medications, and in doing brief psychotherapy with her, he discovered that she's a big city girl married to a country boy who moved to a backwater town where she felt crippled, restricted, and isolated, and unable to express herself. And you can see she's expressing it in this way with her hands, which is how the metaphor manifested with her rheumatoid arthritis. Psychotherapy resulted in a resolution of those symptoms, and she, I think, eventually moved back to the city. Third perspective would be from the Chinese 5-element point of view, where each element is associated with a different organ, which may be dysfunctional, a different tissue, a different emotion. And I think that's the missing piece to Brian Broom's perspective, and sometimes Louise Hay's as well. So we'll add that in, and an example of that would be Lou Gehrig's disease, or ALS, where there's a severe imbalance of the earth element and the stomach meridian, where the principal task is to nurture others and nurture yourself. And the imbalance is that people with ALS, as described in Gabor Mate's book, when the body says no, they have the inability to say no that they learned as a child. And so they're the nicest people you'll ever meet, but they do nothing to nourish their own musculoskeletal system, which eventually says no for them, and they die. So that's another perspective in terms of how we've used the 5 elements. The fourth would be using dreams and the symbology in dreams to guide us as to how to heal. And we'll be including all these into the workshop format. And it'll be a beautiful setting, small, intimate lodge, maximum of 24 people. And it's in the Virginia mountains. We'll be spending some time outside as well. Every morning we'll get up and do dream interpretations as a group, then have 2 sessions in what are called the check units at the Monroe Institute, where we do the HemiSync tapes are played in stereo and puts you into a slightly altered state of consciousness, and Winter will do voiceovers to guide you through the intuitive imagery exercises. After lunch, Winter and I will do individual demonstrations with participants from the group who volunteered their medical histories, and we'll attempt to pick one person to represent each of the elements. Winter will do a reading, and then I will do a symptoms as metaphor exercise, including emotional freedom techniques, or EFT. After that, in the late afternoon, we'll do individual and group experiential learning exercises, where you will learn to do EFT, to do intuitive diagnosis, and a variety of other things, some of which will be outside. After dinner, we'll do some Qigong exercises related to the 5 elements, and known as the 5 element frolics, which I've learn from my teacher, Jay Dunbar, magictortoise.com. And then I'll give a brief lecture on how those different elements apply to particular symptoms and symbolic diseases. And it'll be an exciting group interaction. You'll know Winter and I very well by the end of the week, as well as all the members of your group, which will include a few medical doctors, a variety of holistic health practitioners, and probably quite a number of lay people. And everyone is coming at this from different perspectives for their own reasons, and I think for sure it will be an enjoyable experience for all of us. So sign up early because there's a limited number of spots, and looking forward to a fun and rewarding weekend. And see my LarryBurkeMD.com for more information, or WinterRobinson.com as well. So thanks, and looking forward to see you in the mountains to do some hemisync, some imagery, some tapping, and some qigong. So thanks.